Tonight, I'm showing you how to build a simple rustic mirror frame. This mirror design is really simple to build, and all you need is a miter saw, a table saw, and a Kreg jig. And a few clamps help too. This frame is made up of 3 different boards glued together and nailed for added strength. If you don't like the rustic look, you could build this out of any other kind of wood. The wood I used was from a pile of old boards, and everything was about a ½ inch thick. I first ripped 4 boards down to 3½ inches wide on my table saw. These will be the face of your mirror, so make sure they have the look and the grain pattern you want to see. The next 4 boards were ripped to 2½ inches wide. These will act as the spacer behind the frame to allow you to inset your mirror behind the face boards. Finally, the outer edging was ripped down to 1¼ inch to be just taller than the 2 of the boards stacked on top of each other. Make sure you have enough length for the miters at either end of each board. If you're trying to maintain a rustic look, try to keep your natural or rougher edges on the visible edges and the freshly cut smooth ones hidden. Now, take one of the face boards and glue it to the spacer board. Once this is dry, you can glue or nail the outer edge onto these 2. You have to do this for each of the 4 sides of the frame. With this stack up, you can now cut the miters and put the whole thing together. Cut the 45-degree miters on the end of each board, and using a Kreg jig or another pocket hole jig, drill 2 holes in one end of each piece. Make sure your pocket holes are far enough away from the edge of the frame that you won't drill into the outer edge piece. Assemble the frame together one section at a time, being careful to hold or clamp the 2 pieces together when screwing it in. If you don't, the pieces tend to shift and move up and down when the final screw torque is applied. Before you decide on a stain to use, make sure to test it on a scrap piece of the same wood to get to the color you're looking for. My stain for this mirror was a mixture of 2 parts Minwax Classic Gray and 1 part Minwax Jacobean. Make sure to apply the stain on the inside edge of the frame where the mirror will sit. If you don't, this may be visible when you install the mirror. After the stain had dried, I applied a satin polyurethane top coat to protect it from moisture, which always seems to be present in a bathroom. The last step was to cut down the old mirror to the right size and mount it in the frame. To do this, I used a $5 glass cutter and scored the top surface of the mirror. Then with gloves on, you have to just commit and break it like... This was my first time cutting glass by myself, and it's really surprising when it works, and quite disappointing and messy when it doesn't. The easiest way to install the mirror into the frame is using what's called glazier's points, which you can just press into the frame with a putty knife. You can hang it with hooks and wire, but I decided to use a keyhole router bit. This method is not critical, but I wanted the mirror to sit tight against the wall. This bit cuts a clean slot for a screw to slide into. Most importantly, after installation in the bathroom, this passed the wife inspection test, so it can stay. If you like this video, please hit subscribe and like below, and we'll definitely keep things interesting. See you next time.